good. Excellent. So, we're doing a coaching session today. We're going to be coaching a Platinum Zerg player by the name of Dan, and hopefully going to be helping him out a lot today. And obviously we got to thank him for letting us stream the session. So I'm just going to go ahead and invite him into the call, basically, and we'll take it from there. So basically, I'm going to be ignoring a lot of you guys today. I'm not messing around with you. This is a professional lesson that I stream from my private coaching sessions. So you guys are in the background today, so I hope you do enjoy kind of being the spider, the fly on the wall, whatever you want. But this is all about Dan today and helping him out rather than entertaining you guys. So I hope you guys enjoy the back seat and can take notes of how things are going to go down today as well. So I'm going to go ahead and invite Dan into my Skype call. And let's get my Skype ready and see how this goes. I'm going to balance sounds live as well, so we'll see how this goes. Alright. Hello, Dan, can you hear me? Alright, hold on one sec because I can't hear you if you're speaking, so let me just get this sorted out. Alright, can you speak now?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good. You?
Good, really good. Before we do get this underway, obviously we're doing 2 hours today, so don't worry, I'm not going to steal 50 minutes of your lesson. We will just take it from 2 hours whenever we get started. But I want to be able to just know if the stream can hear you, and also, are you balanced enough? Can you hear him and balanced? Alright, so just hold on 1 second, and then we'll get this going. Alright, so it seems really good actually, it's perfect. So, live balancing, I didn't have to do anything. Apparently I'm a little bit too loud, so I'll just turn me down a touch. But everything should be fine. Alright dude, so welcome to the lesson, how you doing?
All good.
Excellent. You excited to hopefully get better? I say hopefully, but you will get better.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm just going to log into my email because I'm on a different PC from what I'm on normally, and then I'm going to bring up your email. I've created a lesson plan around you, and obviously your email is actually amazing. It's like full of all the information that anybody that has having coaching me we should do. And to be honest, a lot of people, I say, like I told you, if you want to send me an email, some information, they're like, yeah, I want to get better. I'm like, all right. That's not helping me out too much. But your email is absolutely amazing. So in terms of the lesson plan, what we're going to be doing today, together, this is 1 hour from now. I've obviously done the lesson plan. The introduction we'll just do, there's just a couple of questions that I want to go ahead and ask you.
Yep.
And then I want to go over your email. There's a lot of really, really good points you brought up, problems that you're personally experiencing, and then the questions as well, which I'll go over and answer as well. And hopefully that email will be completely covered. And then after that, I'm going to go ahead into your replays, and I want to look at some of them with you. We're going to watch at the same speed, we're going to pause, we're going to discuss, we're going to look at the problems that you may be encountering in that. And then once we've kind of gone over the replays together, we're going to go ahead and play. And the playing today, I've posted on Twitter and asked a lot of Platinum players to come and help out, so I have a lot of people idle to help us as well. And we're just going to pick and choose depending on what the focus of the lesson is going to be. If it's going to be the Terran timings you talk about, or if it's going to be Protoss in general. But we'll look at that, and that'll be spread across 2 hours. Everything that I talk about, everything I note, and any theories, any other side subjects we discuss, I basically will be writing down a lot of this stuff as well for you. And after the lesson completes, I'm going to email you my complete lesson notes, pre-lesson and during and after, and you can have that. So it's like a reference back, because obviously in 2 hours there's a lot of stuff to talk about. So we'll get that emailed across to you, and hopefully you won't miss a beat, really.
Excellent.
Alright, cool. So first of all, introduction of kind of you. So you're a Platinum player. And you've kind of self-taught from Bronze to Platinum now, and playing a couple of hours a night. That's good. Your short-term goal is Diamond, but first of all, where exactly are you in Platinum? Are you mid, high, low?
Well, I was top 10, but I've had a bit of a bad run of late, so I've dropped to. Have a look. I'm around the 20th mark at the minute, 23rd.
Okay, 23rd. Okay, that's not too
Yeah.
bad. So it's kind of mid, I suppose. And are you playing against Diamond League players?
Only occasionally, not very often.
Okay, and it's so mostly platinum then. Okay, so
Yeah,
we're
mate.
kind of not quite hitting that barrier yet, but hopefully we want to get there.
Yeah.
All right, so the other question, or the kind of question I got here is how long? I mean, you say you've been playing for X amount of hours, but you didn't really kind of state how long. So how long have you been playing, or trying to get
Uh,
better at? Not like since you brought the game or anything, but actively trying to get better.
actively trying to get better probably the last 6 months. I bought the game. I've been playing the game for around a year.
Okay.
So, but it's just my first RTS used to be competitive FPS player.
You
Like
kind
Counter Strike
of
back in the day. So.
you led yourself into my next question, which is I was going to ask, what is your history? Did you come from any RTS games? Is it FPS? So, a kind of competitive Counter Strike player.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, at one point.
Okay, cool.
Or upwards. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just writing this down. Competitive CS player, and this is the first kind of dibble dabble into StarCraft or any RTS.
Yeah, I used to play for fun, Command and Conquer, just skirmishes and stuff,
Yeah.
but nothing serious.
Okay, cool. So not that much of a heavy experience background, but that's fine. All right, so let's go over into that email. So let me bring this up now. Okay, so I've highlighted a lot of points in my little notepad I have here, and I'm going to actually go through it as well at the same time as well with these notes I've created. So first of all, you've put down here that scouting is my biggest weakness. I tend to scout if I can early in the game, but constant scouting is an area where I struggle with. As a Zerg, you obviously need to react, which you've got written down, and you don't pay enough attention not scouting for tech changes. This costs me a decent amount of my losses. If you were to pinpoint, because obviously scouting is a very large subject, if you were to pinpoint more accurately, would that be Overlord scouting, Overlord positions? Is it control of the middle of the map? Is it indirect scouting, such as having a lingual overload towards a third base and so on and so on? What exactly would you say that would be?
Yeah, definitely. You get your first Overlord to where you want to be on the edge of his base. You do that first scout, and then if I do send that Overlord in the wrong direction, then I haven't got an Overlord near his base. Then I struggle to Overlord scout. Indirect scouting, yes, always try and keep an eye on a third base, but sometimes lose sort of concentration on that when they do take that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's about it really. Yeah, I do obviously try and keep hold of the towers,
Yeah.
and I've been trying lately just to have a bunch of lings just trying to sort of scout the front of his base and in around to seeing what composition he has got.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, I mean,
don't know if I'm that quick enough.
the heaviest, and actually this is a subject which a lot of people don't know about is that we did talk about indirect scouting. This is probably the biggest way to scout. Because, for example, if you're playing against a Terran or Protoss player and they don't take a third base, and if you know the timings of when they should, you are sitting on your 3 bases, probably 3 bases, obviously, if the Zerg he's on 2, and then you are like, alright, well, I guess he's going to come soon, because he hasn't taken a third base.
Yeah.
What is he doing, right? So that's probably the biggest thing to get ready, and I want to actually more, when we look at the replays of your play, I want to kind of zone into that and have a look at that. And also, Overlord scouting, obviously there are some maps where it's almost impossible to get an Overlord in position sometimes. For example, if you spawn on, let's say that new map that came into Season 5, I don't even know the name of it. The big one, not the Arid Plateau, the other one. What's that name? Mtoon Valley.
The one with a destructible rock.
Yeah.
The third base.
Yeah. So let's say it's that, and you spawn cross position. Like that's actually a rather big map, and it's kind of hard to get scouting. So you may actually be in the dark, and then you have to resort into tiny little things, such as is the cybernetics core being chrono boosted, for example? If he's on one base, is the barracks with a reactor on it, or is the factory there, or so on. And that's obviously the easiest side of scouting because that's on one base, right? But then you go to 2 bases, and that's where it gets more difficult. And always, your scouting should revolve around your opponent's gas. For example, you should know on 2 gases, 1 base, this is what he can do. and then you need to find and filter the options down. For example, if you just open the board completely open, we're playing against a Terran player, you say, alright, what can you do on one base? You can go double, well, usually it's like Reactor Hellion into something, right? So it's Reactor Hellion into Cloak Banshees, into Blue Flame Hellions, into double Reactor Hellions, or into something, right?
Yeah.
And you need to find out what that one is. And that's your kind of scouting. And then you kind of know if that's on one base, cool. And then if you go to two bases, you now know, okay, he's on four gases. These are options he has now. You know, he can go mech, or he can go for a two-base push or something. And obviously that the different dynamics of scouting comes probably harder for, well, against Protoss, because they have a lot more options when they go onto four gases, right? So they can go into 7-gate blink, or 6-gate +2, or whatever. And obviously we're going to have a look at your scouting, because a lot of the time you may be able to pick up information just by links at the front and be like, okay, that's a lot of stalkers, he's probably coming there, he hasn't taken the third base, he's probably going to be coming with some kind of blink push, or oh, there's 2 immortals I see there, you know, is that going to be that kind of push, or something along those lines. But yeah, we will look into depth more into that, and that's actually, you know, colliding with your second point, which is reading the game, which is obviously comes from scouting, as you pointed out. And reading the game is literally what I just said, is filtering the options down. As long as you can even have a sticky note saying, these are the builds Terran does on one base. And then you could, you know, say, okay, well, Cloak Banshees, no. And then tick it off. This one, no. Tick it off, tick it off, tick it off. And then you do it for 2 base 2. And then you filter it down depending on what you see or what you can see. And then even if you can't see anything, you have to prepare for almost anything. You know, you have to cut a few corners, or in terms of drone production, or in terms of something, and just prepare. Or maybe throw down a spore crawler anyway, because it's only 75 minerals, you know, and at platinum level, you can definitely afford that, most definitely afford to do that. So we'll look at that for sure. And like I said, all this we're talking about will be noted down in the email. Timings as well. So you've got timings down as the third point here. My knowledge in this area is very vague. I know a few timings on Protoss because of my previous stream. Okay, and then Zerg versus Terran. So Zerg versus Terran. I'm just gonna turn my page over and write these down. So Zerg versus Terran, you should be like, alright, 1 base, 2 gas, whatever. These are his timings for anything. You should know that at about 6 minutes is when he should be expanding. So, as the game goes on past that, and you see he hasn't got an expansion via a Ling or via an Overlord, you need to be like, okay, what is he doing? And that's when you try to get an Overlord in, right?
Yeah.
And if you can't get an Overlord in, then you have to be like trying to actively scout with Lings. If he's denying it, then you have to prepare for anything. And that's like maybe building an evolution chamber, not necessarily a spore crawler, but just an evolution chamber at least early on, such as at 6 minutes, because then you can have the option to build spore crawlers immediately. And I'm sure you've experienced where you don't have that evolution chamber, he builds Banshees, you don't even have it ready, you can't even build spores, but maybe you can build spores at least. And because of Zerg, you still have Overlords around your base, so you still have some reaction time to build them down. And you should be pretty much, you know, every single game getting a 3rd queen anyway.
Okay.
Just creep spread, defensive purposes. You know, it's absolutely good. And then, you know, even if you don't need it for creep later on, you can use it for a macro hatch. You can just throw the queen on there. Alright, so that, you know, so 1 base should be pretty straightforward, right? I guess it gets a little bit more difficult as it goes on to 2 bases. So let's look at 2 bases. Against Terran, you should know, or if you don't know, we will know now, that Stim is done about 9 minutes, okay? So 9 minutes. You know that siege tanks can be done, you know, from 8 minutes. So let's say the stim is done at 9 minutes, and that is the overall thing. Because siege tanks can be done before. It's all about stim because that's the later upgrade usually. You know, it can be actually done earlier as well. But with things mold together, it's the first kind of push that you can ever see from Terran is going to be about 9 minutes, especially at your level 2. So let's say 9 minutes. So now, you know, there's actually no specific timing for when a Terran can push. It's not like, okay, at 10 minutes and 32 seconds he's going to push you. It's not, it doesn't really work like that. It works in, does he want to push with a strong army or with a weaker one? So let's say 9 minutes is when that stuff finishes. That's the first kind of push, which is probably involving 1 or 2 tanks. And then that can scale all the way up to like 11 minutes, where it involves 3 to 4 tanks. And that's kind of the window of pushing.
Yeah.
Of course, you want to be, indirectly scanning his third base because you need to know if he's taking it. And as soon as you go to layer, which should be around 9-10 minutes anyway, you should be building an overseer to get that information, know what exactly he's doing.
Yep.
And hopefully that will be okay. So does that make a little bit of sense? And you kind of got some guideline on, timings versus Terran?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of things I do encounter, especially at this level, is a 2 base sort of push by either Protoss or Terran.
Yeah.
The Zerg's a bit more random, but
Yeah.
and
So
it never really. Cause I try to go for the macro game, but it
yeah.
doesn't always happen, and I get caught with pants down sometimes.
Okay. So as long as you know these timings, you
Yeah.
shouldn't really lose to the pushes. I mean, I'm actually interested if we. I mean, I will come into it in a few seconds with actually your emails that you say that Zerg versus Protoss is your weakest, and I will talk about that in a second. But first of all, Overlord spreading is the next thing you've got written down, and the best tip for Overlord spreading is as soon as they pop out of the lava, you send it. Okay, that's a habit you have to get into. You may not be able to maintain it because obviously you're limited right now to a current APM, and obviously you have to prioritize it. You don't want to spread overlords rather than lava injecting, right? And then you don't have time to overlord spread. But try to get in the habit. As soon as it pops, send it. As soon as it pops, send it. As soon as 3 pops, send 3. And you'll get to a certain point where you can do that and do that and do that, but then they'll build up over time as you take 3 bases, as you're doing run-bys and counters and building banelings and so on and so on, gets more difficult. But the best tip, or the second best tip, obviously the first best tip is to spread them as soon as you get them, but the second tip there is, let me just write this down, is to get the overlord speed. Okay?
Yeah.
So overlord speed is like 100 upgrades. And when you get to a 10 overlords or whatever on your natural, wherever your waypoints are, you literally just double click them and you take 5 or 10 seconds out of your game and you just shift click everywhere. You just spread them everywhere. And with overlord speed, you don't need to worry about sending them across map either because they just kind of zip there. So it should be fine. And that's the kind of tip in doing that. But like you said, that's kind of the bottom list of things to do, so not that important. Alright, so the next part of this email is the weakest matchup Zerg versus Protoss. And this is why I was interested in this, because you know the timings now, because you've obviously listened to a previous lesson or previous stream of mine. So why would you, and especially because you said that usually it's just 2 base pushes from Protoss, why, or could you more go into depth with why you're losing against Protoss against these 2 base pushes if you know the timings of them?
Yeah, I haven't, to be honest, I've been a bit lazy since watching your stream with that kind of thing, but it isn't just Protoss, like, that is probably my weakest matchup. It's a general problem that I have.
Okay.
For both, like, races, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know, basically, no.
Okay, well that's fine. Well, I'll look in the replays more in depth on that, but you shouldn't really be having too many problems with pushes because you know the timings. Like if you overdrone and die to a push, it's like, all right, well, why did you do that? You know he's coming now. So okay, we'll look at that more in depth after. And kind of what you've also got here as well is facing early pressure, and I fall behind. Is that like void rays or a few zealots or whatever, or a little push out with little cute
sometimes,
push
just
out?
like Hellions. Sometimes, and you take your rifle balls, you're trying to deal with it. Also, like a Ling Balin pressure early on as well.
Okay, all right,
those kind of things. It's just because I'm a bit slow. That's all I think.
Okay. I do reasonable most matchups, but I have leaks that cost me the game. I want to plug them. Absolutely, you want to be doing that. Play around. Okay, cool. And then let's go into the questions then, because that's kind of the next thing here. So I'm going to pretty much answer these as best as I can, and of course the answers now will be in the email as well. So you say, I currently stick to 14-14 in all my matchups. Do you think that this is worth me changing to 15 hatch, or stick with one current build? So in Zerg versus Terran, you should be now changing. If you've seen my Zerg tutorials, I open up 14-14 every game. And the reason for that is it's a very safe option, and if there is any early aggression, you have the best way to deal with it because you're going to have speed, right? But against Terran, and I'm sure you're experienced in your league, 9.9 times out of 10, they open up Reactor Hellion, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you've basically... Reactor Hellion is not a very fast aggression. You can go 15 hatch. quite
Yeah.
easily, right? And you're going to be able to get a bit of a better income. It's not even the income with 15 hatch. The difference between 14-14 and 15 hatch is the amount of larvae you have. Because going 15 hatch, you get the second hatch faster, you get the queen on there faster, you naturally have more larvae available. So you definitely want to be changing to 15 hatch now. You're at a level
Yeah.
that 14-14 may start to pull you back a little bit, and you want to kind of keep on a level playing field from the start of the game. So yeah,
Yeah. I did used to do the 15 hatch beforehand,
yeah,
just through watching like replays and the pros and stuff like that. But I just sort of changed back to 14-14 after watching your tutorials, just to sort of refine it all, get it all sort of smooth.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Just getting the double queen out, laying a creep tumor, and then going from there. Then sort of putting your expansion down.
Yeah, definitely we're going to change that. So if we play against Terran today, which we may do, we'll definitely change that. So the next point here, map-specific strategies. What maps are strong for Zerg in areas that I can exploit them? Size of map or specific unit composition. So I'm just looking at the ladder pool right now. I'm going to bring it over for exploit as well. Yeah, so let's have a look at the map pool. So Arid Plateau. This map, to be honest, the one advantage on this map, and I'll write down to kind of give you a couple of lines on each map as well. Each map, few lines. Alright, so Arid Plateau number 1. This map on the natural, you've obviously played it, there's like a two-way to the natural, per se. So lings, very early lings, can be very, very annoying. Depending on if they wall in or not. But at your level, I don't think they will be. So, not just being annoying, but counterattacks are going to be a lot more viable here because you have multiple entries. So that is maybe something that you want to think about. This map as well, there are rocks towards that third base as well, but overall strategy here versus Terran should be pretty much reactionary. You know, I think that's going to be the answer for a lot of these maps. It should be reactionary. But there's some small little changes, such as you can be a little bit more aggressive with lings here. Xelnoga Caverns, you should probably be vetoing this map, just because you know you have 3 votes. You want to get rid of this map; it's crap. Antigua Shipyards. The main strategy that you want to be deploying here is just making sure that you kill his rocks on his third base fast, so that when he does decide to take it, if he does, you can obviously run in there, run to the main. And this map is very exploitable for Mutalisk harassment. So if you think about from the main base to the third base and the travel distances between both, it's quite a long walk, really, isn't it? So Mutalisk obviously going to be very good here, and also so are Roach and Lings, because you can go Mutas into the main and then run Lings to the third, and it's like so hard for him to like get to defend both areas. So this kind of map is a very pulling, very harassment heavy map for Terran. For Zerg against Terran and Protoss here for sure. You know, Zerg versus Zerg is like Ling bailing on pretty much every map. So okay, Entombed Valley, sorry. I don't like this map, to be honest, because of if you don't spawn cross position, you spawn obviously next to each other, and then there's like narrow pathways, which makes it a lot more viable for Terran and Protoss to exploit splash damage, such as Colossus, such as Terran Siege. Overall, you want to be looking for fights in the middle of the map. You got a very nice third base here, so you want to be taking fast third bases, but overall, you know, pretty much reactionary. Metalopolis is obviously a Zerg favorite, simply because of the way you can expand. Maybe you want to be playing a little bit more aggressive and poking at him on his natural because it's harder to defend. And also it's harder for Terran or Protoss players to take a third base here because of that little back entrance. So you obviously want to be harassing a little bit too, but mostly reactionary, of course. Shakira's Plateau. You against Terran, and probably even Protoss too, you don't want to let it go late game, because the 2 bases in the middle, once he takes them, it's like, you know, they cut the map in half and you can't do anything. It gets very, very difficult because it's so narrow because of those little hills and stuff, like next to the Xelnoga towers. So you want to be finishing this map kind of early. So any 3 base Roach Sling play, Mutalisk play, you know, anything like that, just don't let him take 3rd and 4th base and so on. Taldra Malta. A very reactionary map. You just got to make sure that you find the probes and stuff, because obviously a large map, it's harder to find them. So make sure no pylon's been placed down that's close to you, but most of all reactionary for sure. And Shadow Temple. This map probably is the most like changing for a Zerg player because there's no really fast third base. So you may even want to go for early Ling Roaches early on, because if a Protoss tries to take a third base here, if with early Ling Roaches you can kill the back rocks, and it's actually kind of hard for them to defend across all three, and maybe you need to kill rocks anyway to get your own third, and it's probably going to be the gold base too here. The money injection from the gold base, obviously we want to take that. So hopefully that's kind of like I said, there will be included afterwards. Hopefully that gives you some good indication on what to do on these maps. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, let's look back to this email. Overlord timings. Any tips on to make overlords and how many? At the start of the game, you should know them already. Oops. You know, like 9 overlord, then after. As the game goes on, and it's something I talk a lot about with a lot of different people, is that let's say you're focused on staring at the screen right now, right in the middle. And obviously supplies top right and minimaps bottom left. You actually need to take your eyes off the middle of the map and just look at your supply and be like, alright, I'm 10 supply away from getting supply blocked. Let's build a couple more overlords, you know? That's it. And don't build them in 1s, build them in 2s and 3s as the game develops. Because you know, build them in 2s and 3s and potentially 4s. Because Zerg always has a lot of minerals. You've probably experienced that. They always have a lot of minerals. There's no reason, aside from Larvae, which you should be getting a macro hatch in almost every single game, then just spend money on overlords and get them out of the way.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen on your stream that you select drones and units from the bottom of the tab. How do you do this? Alright, so what I want you to do, are you on Battle.net right now?
Yeah.
Alright, so I want you to load into a game against AI for me, and I want you to make lings. So, and I'm going to do it at the exact same time here, okay?
Okay.
So, or actually we can do it together. So, if you want to join the Dignitas Apollo chat channel, if you're not already, so it's just one word, I'll send it to you on Skype. Hold on one sec.
That's all right, I should be able to.
Okay, yeah, just Dignitas Apollo, one word, and then just send me a message and say, hi, it's me. And then we'll do this, and I'll just show you fast. Right, so what's your ID? What's the name of it? Okay, sorry. Just making sure it wasn't somebody else on the stream.
Yeah.
Alright, alright, so let me go ahead and show you how to do this. So it doesn't matter what this is, very easy, it's fine. Alright. So basically, is it when you're going 14-14, is that you see me split things really fast? Is that what it is?
No,
like
you know,
with the links?
if you're, say, transferring drones from base to base, I see you do it so quick and without... Oh, sometimes so quick.
Okay,
I mean,
so...
You know what I mean? Like, if you're from the bottom,
yeah,
you see your drones are selected, and then you would transfer so quick, then put into gas, make buildings.
Alright, so let me just go ahead and build these up. And what I'm going to do is split on a 50-50 ratio really fast, okay? And I guess that's what you're looking for, right? So let me just build a few more drones here. So basically, I mean, if you double-click the drones right now, you can double-click them too, right?
Yeah.
So if you double-click them, you have the little green pictures, right?
Yeah.
And then if you hold shift down with your pinky or whatever on your left hand, and yeah, you hold that, and then you click on the mouse, on the left mouse, on a picture of the drones. You can see them disappear, right?
Yeah.
That's how you split. That's how you do it, okay? Like going into gas and stuff is just so if you grab all the drones right now, and I'm just gonna show you this as well. So if I grab all these drones, right?
Yeah.
And I want, let's say, 3 on my main base, right? And I want the rest to go to my natural, and I want to do it really, really fast, right?
Yeah.
So you basically click all the drones. Let me just think about this. Let me get all the drones together. Okay, like that. Yeah. So you click all the drones. You obviously get all the drones to click to the mineral fields, and you send all of them. And then you shift-click 3 off, and then send them somewhere else. So watch this. Like, you got all the drones selected. You click here. You go 1, 2, 3 off. Send. You see that?
Yeah.
And you understand how that was done.
Yeah.
So let me do that one more time. You got them all here. Then you send all of them. Then at the same time you go 1, 2, 3, and you can do that right now as well. You go 1, 2, 3, get rid of 3 drones, and then you send the other ones that way. So let me do it one more time. So to my mineral line, and then the rest of the natural. 1, 2, 3, go. You see?
Yeah.
Okay. Does that answer that for you?
I've got it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. So let's go ahead and leave this now. Good. Oh, that was a little cool exercise. Um, Hotkeys. I currently use number 1 as my army and number 2 for units such as infestors and 4 for my hatchery. Should I be using more? Not really. 1, 2, and 3 should be saved for units, right? So let's say that you have a Ling, Baneling, Mulisk composition, and I just want to go ahead and turn my Skype off because I know that keeps beeping at me. So let me just turn the sounds off before I continue. Mute all sounds. Okay, so what I was saying was Mutaling, Baneling. Let's say that you want to be able, and he has Thors, right, too. So we want to be able to magic box the Thors while going in, killing the Lings, and killing the Marines and tanks and stuff. So you should be saying, let's say your main army, which is maybe Lings on 1, Mutas on 2, maybe Banelings on 3, or Banelings on 3, Mutas on 3 instead.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to complicate things, maybe you can just have your Ling and Mutas on 1 and Banelings on 2. Right?
Yeah.
Then you go in with 1, you attack move, then maybe you have to quickly send, or click 2 at the same time because that's your Banelings. Send it to the back, right? You never attack move, you just walk through, right?
Yeah.
So you send to the back, but then fast, if you don't have your mutas on a hotkey, you have to double click a muta with your mouse, and then you select all of them. Then you have to send them over the Thor, right?
Yeah.
A magic box, or singly pick out a tank, or multiple tanks, shift click multiple tanks. Then quickly grab 2, and then use your Banelings. Like, that's the way you should be doing it. So 1 and 2 hotkeys is fine. 1 and 2 and 3 is also fine as well. But, you know, like you said, it's fine. 4 for all my hatcheries is absolutely fine as well.
Okay.
Okay, best to know about the UK scene. I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, I know, I'm like from the UK, I don't really know exactly how to follow it precisely. So what is this? Is like UK tournaments and stuff?
It's like a general sort of thing. Like, you don't really hear many sort of UK players know, like yourself, Bling, and the Muslim, but you don't really sort of hear from anything else. You know,
that's because there isn't not that many. I mean, there's a lot of UK Opens and stuff that I've seen on ESL, I think, and maybe some other UK Opens that pop up on Team Liquid. You know, just on the left-hand side of Team Liquid, sometimes I'll see some UK Open pop up in the tournament section or StarCraft community. I'm sure there may be even people in this chat which know more about that than I do, but you know, I don't precisely know. I mean, the players, I mean, you've got the Muslim and Bling and a few lower tier people. There used to be UK EPS. Apparently there's a chat channel called UK as well. And everyone's like, I'm from the UK too. I don't know it either. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know too much. I mean, there's not too much on it really. The UK scene is really, really small. I mean, multiplay. You know multiplay?
Was that the I event?
Yeah, the I event.
Yeah, that's how old I am. I went to I-15. I don't know what it is now, I-40 or 50.
It's like, yeah, I-45. But they've actually been running a lot of UK tournaments recently, StarCraft related. So, I mean, you can go to like multiplayer.co.uk, I think is their website.
Yeah.
And like, that's a lot of the StarCraft scene from what it is offline. Everybody goes there too. There's like UK barbecues and so on and so on. You know, UK StarCraft barbecues, UK StarCraft meetings, hanging out. So a lot of people do that together. So
yeah. Okay.
And then there's like barcrafts, you know, Manchester, London, and so on.
Yeah.
All right. So back to the questions. Best place to learn and broaden my knowledge of the game. Very good question. Very good question. So as a Zerg player now, you're learning to be. You want to be focusing on playing as much as with the time you've got, right? You've got 1 or 2 hours a night, you're playing whatever. So let's say you play with concentrated practice, which is what I'm giving you today, and not right yet, but you will have by the end of it, on how to improve. Then you need to select a few Zerg players to follow their streams, okay?
Yeah.
And you need to be like, all right, I'm just going to refresh the Team Liquid thing on the right-hand side. You know, you can follow my stream, of course, but there's like Damaga here, who's streaming. You can be like, all right, Damaga. There's other Zerg players, Stefano, you want to write down. All top Zerg players, right? And you go ahead and you watch. And I actually, when I'm learning a new race, because obviously I have to play all 3 as a commentator and to coach, when I put time into learning or catching up on updating the race I play, I actually have my selected few as well. And when I watch them, I get a notepad, okay? A book, a little notepad that I go ahead and say, all right, ladder session, Damaga. And then I watch the games, and I'm like, okay, 15 hatch versus Terran, and write this stuff down. And then I say, all right, Baling Nest comes down at this time, and you write all this stuff down, and you almost copy it. At the same time, you need to be asking questions, and you need to start. As you've already shown me that you can teach yourself from bronze to platinum. You should be asking yourself simple questions like, why didn't? And to be honest, pro players, there's a lot of commentators that say players make mistakes. Like, that's rarely the case. Every pro player knows exactly why they're doing things. So, for example, if Demaga doesn't get bailing speed right away, there's a reason for it. Where is that gas? Or, there's a lot of questions. So you should be like, bailing Nest down really early before layer finishes? Question mark. Why? Okay? And then you need to try to find the answer yourself, or as you're a student of mine now, you can come and ask me, and I'll be able to give you that answer on Skype. And obviously that scenario would be so that he can get bailing speed as soon as the layer finishes.
Yeah.
And so on and stuff like that. That's what I do. And actually, because I'm a little bit, obviously, I have contact to pro players, and when I have a question like that, which is obviously on a lot higher level than you are right now, and I'm like, hey dude, you know what, that like at that 34 supply 2-minute mark, that'd be pretty crazy, but 10-minute mark, why did you do that? And then I'd get an answer. Oh, okay, that makes sense. And you can find stuff through our coaching together. There's questions you can save up and then come back to me with, and so on and so on. And that increases your knowledge. But pick out a couple of Zerg players and follow them for sure. And then divide your time between playing, watching replays of Zergs, and obviously watching streams. Any other tips? Just concentrated practice. Watch replays after every single game you lose, okay? A lot of players don't do this. You have to. I mean, it's so important. You can't go into a game, play, lose, you get annoyed, and you're like, whatever, I'm playing again. That's so retarded, and so many people do it. Because you have to. There's a reason. StarCraft isn't like, two newbies playing Street Fighter and one guy batting bush, and you're like, all right, let's go again, because I have no idea how I lost. There's a reason. There's a specific reason every time you lose. When you can find it, then you stop it, and you don't lose to the same thing again. When I stream my stuff, when I lose, I'm like, all right, how did I lose that? What went wrong? Because in StarCraft, it's like a parallel universe between both players, right? You're going at a steady speed, right? Let's say all of a sudden that one guy goes command center first, and you go 14-14, and you don't be aggressive. That kind of spikes up for him, and you're both running on this parallel race, but he's taking a bit of a lead, right? And then throughout, you should be able to see these two lines from each other, just through looking at the replay of the stream. And then you should be like, oh, there's a plummet on my end. Jesus Christ, what a plummet that was. What did I do wrong there? Oh, I didn't hit any fungal growths with my infestors. That was really bad of me. If I'd done that, it would have been parallel, if not in my favor. Therefore, I need to work on my bloody, fungal growths, because that lost me that game. Or, for example, you play against a Protoss player who 2-base pushes you, and you don't scout what exactly it is, and you die. Therefore, you should be like, all right, well, why didn't I scout that properly? Why? I should have scouted that properly. I know the timings for it. I know when to send my Overlord in. I didn't send it in. I didn't know it was coming. That's my fault for losing, not this guy's a cheesy, whatever. Alright? There's a specific reason. You have to find that out. And when you do find it out, that's when you improve. And that's what I mean by concentrated training as well. Don't go in to a ladder session and just game. That's the most stupidest thing you can do if you want to get better. Because you don't learn a single thing, and at the end of it, you actually... at the beginning again, if not worse, because your mentality is just shred apart, right? So you have to be smart with playing. When I see people get angry at the game, I'm like, dude, just relax. There's a reason why you lost. It's not because this game's imbalanced. There's a specific reason. So, all right, and that pretty much covers everything you've got written down here. Was that all answered good for you?
Yeah, excellent, yeah.
Alright, cool. So, like I said, all that stuff will be sent in email afterwards. So right now, I guess, we can have a look at your replays and find out what's going wrong. So I'm going to go ahead and download something, because I'm on a different PC. I've already had them on my other one, but I have to download again. So just bear with me a couple of seconds, and then we're going to go look. So I want to look at, and if you agree with me here, we should look at the Protoss games. Does that sound good? Or would you want to look at the Terran ones?
The Protoss ones are fine. I think I put one in where I done rather well. The other one was when I got 2-base pushed. I got sort of unaware. So yeah, there is definitely worth watching a couple of the Protoss one.
Alright, cool. So let me just find where StarCraft stuff is. There it is. Okay, cool. Load back StarCraft. Alright, so what I want to do with you is I want you to load the replay I choose,
Yep.
and then we'll sync up together and play at the same time, basically, and then we'll just reference the time a little bit together. And I hope that didn't ruin my exploit, actually, because I turned the game off. Yeah, it's fine. Okay, cool. So let me just write in here, hey guys, I will need you soon. Because I will need people soon, but we want to watch this replay first. Alright, so let's have a look at these games you've sent me. So let's look at Apollo Zerg vs Protoss 1 against Zappara, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to go through now, and I'm going to play in your vision. I haven't seen this game before, so I have no idea what to expect. And I'm just going to go through and nitpick at you, okay?
Yep.
I'm going to be a bitch at you. Okay? I don't like to swear on my stream. Alright. Replay number 1. Alright, so...
I've already started. Okay,
yeah, just pause it on there, and
yep.
that'll be cool. Alright, so on faster, on your vision, not on the player camera, and then open up the production tab. And then we'll play on faster. We'll actually just go to we'll go to 2 minutes. So if you want to fast forward to 2 minutes or something, and we'll just get to 2 minutes. Okay, cool. And then I'm at 2 minutes now, so you want to let me know when you're there as well.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, cool. So let's play on faster in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so you're playing against the Protoss player here. Okay, first of all, I'm repausing it again at 2 minutes 5 seconds. Okay?
Yeah.
First of all, this Overlord in his base, okay, I want you to set it to everybody's vision right now. Why?
Yeah.
I shouldn't really ask why you turn around, because I know why you turn it around. So you're turning this Overlord around because you want to keep it outside his base, okay? This Overlord should never, ever, ever turn around. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Because we want to check the gas on his second base.
Yeah. If you think about options for scouting on 2 bases, okay? If you turn the only Overlord that can go through at a Protoss base at this time, because your second one's on your natural, the third one will never get across his main base by the time the Cybercore's finished. This is your only option to scout, around his natural area or something. So this Overlord should always be going in between his natural and third base. So if you look, there's a little cliff. You put it there, okay? And it can go all the way through. Even so, if you don't want to go there, you can put it above his main base on the higher ground, where he can't see it anyway. So that, first of all, is a little bit of a pickup mistake. And I've just wrote down there first Overlord. And like I said, this stuff will just be in short note form, kind of a reference point for watching this. So let's go ahead and play again in 3, 2, 1, go. So you're going 14-14, which is fine. Another thing I'm not going to pause it for, but you don't need a drone scout.
Yeah.
Because you're already scouting with an Overlord. What are you exactly going to see with that drone, which you can't see with the Overlord? In this replay, the gas, but you should have been able to see that anyway through the Overlord, right? So what are you scouting for? There's nothing, to be honest, that drone's there for. So you don't need that there.
Yeah.
Overlord on natural goods. I'm just going to let's put it to ×2. And then let's just pause it, or go back to faster on 3 minutes 30 or something. Alright, so I'm going to pause at 3:30 and then we'll play from here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go 3, 2, 1, I'm faster. Alright, so 4 Lings, Queen, excellent. Obviously Lings, and you should be splitting them like we talked about. So if we grab these Lings together, so grab them like you would do normally, like we did before, and press that shift button. You see? You can shift click the pictures, right?
Yeah.
So what I do is I send all 4 Lings to his natural. I shift click, and then I send it to the Xel'Naga tower. I shift click, I send to the goal base. I shift click, I have 1 left. That's how to spread them. Alright, cool. So another queen obviously needs to be built in the main base. Good, very good. Alright, so these Lings need to move. Good, good. Go on, move guys. Good. Alright, so let's have a look around. No mistakes yet, of course. You shouldn't be making any mistakes at this stage. Well, there's some lava that needs spending in the main base, look. 3 lava. Okay, good. So you spent them all at once. You obviously should have staggered their construction. as they pop out, but that's fine. All right, the drone sees 3 gateways, right? So the drone
Yep.
sees 3 gateways. That's good. The drone's done its job. You now know he's gone 3 gateway expansion. Fine. He's just into the second gas now as well. So everything's good. We should be droning heavily. We're building Overlord. Good. Lava inject. Okay, good. Big round of drones. You got a lot of lava. 3 lava still. Okay, good. 1 more lava left. You left the lava. I don't know why, but you see that?
Yeah.
That's a drone. Of course, we should have built. You got a lot of money. Why? Let's think. You can... Okay, Roach Warren down really early. Pause. 5:40 seconds. Why is Roach Warren down early?
I think it sort of scouted the gates. I was just a bit worried. I think also as well, when I possibly looked at the money, I thought, wow, well, that needs spending. You know,
Alright.
sort of line put down.
Okay, so basically a Roach Warren is 150, I think. Yeah, 150. That's 3 drones now that you cannot have.
Yep.
Your lava inject is about to finish in your main base. You've already got 2 lava that you can spend. You're about to have another 4 lava, so 6 in total. You know, 6 times 50. You're gonna have quite a few drones there, and then you're also about to have a new hatch on the natural. You're about to lava inject. You're about to have 2 more lava again. You're also going to be able to build a 3rd queen, and that's your money gone, including an Overlord shortly as well. No need for that Roach Warren. Big waste of money right now. He's shown you he's gone 3 gateways into expansion, or going for expansion. You know, he can go 3 gates something, and you actually see in the production tab a robotics facility thrown down. So yeah, that's, you know, that is his choice to do that, but we haven't scouted that. We don't know that is there. So right now in our vision, it's 3 gateway, probably expansion. No need for Roach Warren. We build drones, 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 and then we see when he expands and how he expands in a few seconds' time. So let's go ahead and unpause it now, though. So I'm just going to strike that down as a mistake.
Yeah.
And hopefully that was cleared for you. Alright, so I'm just checking everything's good. Okay, let's go again and play in 3, 2, 1, go. So, lava's still in the main base, needs spending. You're about to need a lava inject. Do you hit it, though? Let me see your lava inject hitting. Lava's popped. Drone transfer. 29 energy, 30 energy, 31 energy. Okay, 6 energy over. Still lava left. 5 lava. Look, 5 lava.
Yep.
Needs to be spent. Natural, 2 lava. Needs to be spent. Okay, good. 5 drones. We got a lot of gas. Why do we have a lot of gas? I'm not sure why we have a lot of gas. We scout the robotics facility just. Alright, so I'm going to pause it again at 6:35. So, look at your natural. Look at that lava. Okay?
Yep.
Look at that spine crawl we don't need either. I don't know why we're getting that. So, that's another 100 minerals, which could be in a lot of drones. So there's a lot of actions here that you're not giving me a good enough explanation why we should have them. You could argue the point that, alright, you say to me that Warp Gate finishes around 5:45. It's actually late here because he hasn't chrono boosted it correctly, and he should be expanding at 6 minutes. Why hasn't he expanded at 6 minutes? Then you can warrant the spine crawler coming down.
Yeah.
The Roach Warren, I still don't see a purpose for it, because even that's a lot of money to build roaches. You don't have the minerals to build the roaches. First of all, you have enough gas. Great. You've actually gone into gas a little bit too early here, because you got 168 gas. Whoopsie daisy, which isn't minerals. You know, that's 3 extra drones that you could have had mining minerals. So your economy is stunted because of this, and it could be a lot better right now. And to be honest, anything that comes from one base, Zerglings will beat it. All right, that's it. As long as you know what it is, Zerglings will beat it. Even like 4-gate only zealots, if you have enough, you're going to be okay. Especially with queens too. So you don't really need a Roach Warren at this stage of the game, because as soon as that Roach Warren went down, I'm like, alright, you're going to play aggressive or what? Because you don't need it for defensive purposes whatsoever. You got queens, you got potentially spines and lings. No need for that. So let's go ahead and play a little bit more from here. 3, 2, 1, go. You did see the robotics facility, and now I would be like, okay, this is a push coming. So actually, let me just pause it again, sorry, at 6:45. So first of all, our drone count is at 23. If you think about all the opportunities and the lava we still haven't spent, that's a lot of drones. We could have been like 35 by now, I think. A good 10, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just going to write lava injects and drones. Now, as we see that robotics facility, this is your game reading coming in because we've had that opportunity to scout. And even if we didn't, let's imagine that Overlord, it was around his natural, or we send it. We haven't even sent in an Overlord anyway. You know, it's
Yeah.
6:45. We need to know what's going on. We need to know if we need an evolution chamber or not. You haven't done that, so that's a mistake here as well that we haven't sent in an Overlord. Though we did have the drone scout, so I'm actually going to cross that off myself. So the drone sees robotics facility, which isn't coming up on my replay, but you did see it. You see 3-gate robo. What does that tell you? I know on the production tab it shows warp prism, but what do you initially think when you saw that, or what did you think?
Well, expansion, but obviously it'll be either immortals.
Yeah.
Normally, yeah.
Okay, so that's fine. Immortals. What are roaches really bad against?
Yeah, immortals.
Okay, cool. And what is really good against immortals?
Thing.
Yeah, yeah. So you kind of put
Yeah.
the two and two together.
Yeah.
So if you did push, you simply right now, if I was playing this game, I'd have 35 drones or so, and then I see that he's got a robotics facility down. It hasn't expanded. All I do is build links right now. All I do, build links, because you know he hasn't expanded. You know he's doing something on one base. Let's build links and stop it. So let's go ahead and unpause again, and I'm just going to go through them faster. So we're still building drones. This is the time that you should be building links. You're building 3 drones. You know that something wacky is happening. It's 7 minutes in the game. He hasn't expanded. Where's your links? And obviously you don't have a high drone count because that's probably why you're building drones. But look at the lava on your natural. You need to spend it. Maybe it's because your hotkeys aren't set up.
I haven't hotkeyed it.
Yeah, your hotkeys aren't set up, so you're not spending that. So
Yeah.
hotkeys there, but I'm just supposing that's a little bit of a mistake. And you got so much lava, you're only building 4 links. And there's that warp prism or whatever. This is going to be a bit of a pain for you. And now you do spot it. But this replay full of mistakes that you should easily be identifying as, I can't believe I made these mistakes,
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm just going to put it to ×2. Because mistakes in the game that you've made before this comes have kind of decided what goes on in this, I'm just going on ×2, 8:30 minutes. Just watching this. And look, Ling's clean the zealots up. So, you only need Lings to deal with this kind of stuff. So, Warp Prism should have been dealt with by a queen, but we lost the queen. You should be pulling that queen from the natural. But overall, you've dealt with it, and that's that. So, this replay, I'm just going to strike as completed now, because I don't think there's too much to look at now, because, this guy's really bad, and you've beat him, basically. So, and I'd be surprised if you did lose from here. So, I want to go ahead and look at replay number 2. And of course, I'm not going to highlight the same mistakes over, but we'll look at it. And this is on Shakira's Plateau. So did that walkthrough there help you, you think? Give you some insight?
Oh, definitely. It's embarrassing, actually, looking back.
Alright, man. Let's look. Alright. So, and this is the stuff you should be, self-identifying as well while you're looking through. So, are you ready in the replay number 2, Shakira's Plateau?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're at 52 minutes in this lesson. I want to, just maybe do this replay, and then I'm going to get you to play. And for like a good hour. So, alright, let's times it forward to 2 minutes, 30 seconds or so on, because you're using the same build. You're not going to make mistakes here. Alright, good with the Overlord, by the way. I'm actually at 3 minutes, because there's nothing wrong so far. I'm just going to go through it. I like your first Overlord. It's moved already to his natural. That's good. Okay, one thing I'm just going to pause at 4 minutes 30. And at Platinum level, at your level, maybe this is good enough. But as you get better and as you advance through the leagues, which you will be doing, you need to change your lings. And you may be saying, what do you mean, Sean? And what I mean is, let's look at 4 minutes 30 and you have 2 lings running through the map, right? Just behind the Zelnaga towers. One link should be actively... Oh, actually, did you kill his probe? Because that may be a good point. Yeah, you did. Okay, but imagine if you didn't. Maybe you do this anyway. Maybe I'm just, blindly shouting at you. Is that you have to, even if you don't kill the link, sorry, send a single link on attack move position to every possible location that a Zerg link can be hidden. I mean, a probe can be hidden, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, for example, if you are grabbing one of these lings, it should be behind the grass on the left, in between your second and third, up to the third, around, and then checking the entire of that fourth base location. Then, if you still find nothing, you probably check to the right where the destructible rocks are, and that would be it. Because people will hide pylons at you as you get higher through the leagues.
Yeah, I've seen you do that on your stream.
Yeah.
But I very rarely encounter it. But yeah,
It will
I know
start to
what you're
happen
saying,
soon.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's just fast forward through this some more because I don't see nothing too much happening. Alright, the pylon supply box good. Okay, so I'm going to highlight again at 6 minutes. Okay, no, you changed it. I was going to say at 6 minutes you didn't have the hotkeys set up again, but it's better this time around. Overlord about to pop. This is actually looking a lot smoother, so maybe that first game was just a bit of a one-off. But overall, the Overlord drone production's obviously a lot better. And already, compared to 7 minutes, in that previous game, we're at 22, 23 drones. We're now at 22 at 6 minutes, and we've got 6 more in production. So just by not making mistakes, you already see a significant difference.
Yeah.
And there's no roach warren either, so that's good. Third queen you should be getting anyway on that natural for creep spread reasons, for defensive purposes.
That, to be honest, get the third queen.
Okay, let's write this stuff down. Alright, so let's play from faster from 6 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Alright, your overlords on the right, what do you see? Double gases. Why?
Yep.
I'm going to ask you that question. Why is he taking double gases?
Because he's going heavy tech. He's putting all his money into high gas units.
Okay, good. So, what should we or maybe be expecting from him if that is the case he's teching? What kind of stuff should we be looking at?
Sentries, immortals, possibly Colossus.
Okay. So, when I see double gas this early at 6 minutes 15, first of all, I go, that's a mistake, because it is a mistake. For this league, you should be embracing it and be like, alright, well, this guy clearly wants to go for something, he clearly wants to tech up for something. Usually, it's gonna be for like a robotics facility and robotics bay.
Yeah.
Like 8 times out of 10. The other 2, it can be for some funky build that doesn't make any sense, basically. Like maybe double Stargate or something like that. Something that is not going to be that worrisome for you. But what you should be doing is what I'm looking at here is look at your natural. And I want you to come back to, let's say, 2-3 minutes in the game. Come to 3 minutes for me.
Wait a minute.
Alright, 3 minutes. Oh, let's go 4 minutes, sorry. Okay, 4 minutes. Alright, and then we'll go back to 6.
Yeah, 4 minutes.
That Overlord on the natural, why did you keep it there?
Oh no, I should have moved it, yeah.
I mean, you kept it there obviously to check for any cannon rushes or anything, like I teach in the tutorials. You've just killed the probe, no longer under any threat at all. That Overlord needs to immediately go zip up to the north and then start to get to right behind his base, main base.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll be there in 5 minutes time because it's slow, but it'll be there, 8-9 minutes. Therefore, we can go in and kind of find out what he is doing, because the only Overlord scouting we have is that one that you've done really well with, the one that at 6 minutes is checking out the gases on the natural. But then, if he hides tech in his main base, we may have a hard time finding what exactly that tech is. And maybe the only chance we'll get to scout is going to be with an Overseer. Alright, let's play together on faster. 6 minutes in 3. Let me know. Are you there?
I'm at 6 minutes, yeah.
Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so you actually, Lings, are checking around, actually. So I'm sorry I shouted at you. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to shout at you, but yeah, that's good. That's actually very good you're doing that. Zealot moving through the middle of the map, you shouldn't overreact ever. You should be like, alright, I don't want to see like 10 Lings being made. You already have 4. 4 is enough to kill it. Well, not 4, maybe 6 is enough to kill the Zealot. He's looking for your third base, which is smart. So you build a spine crawler. Okay. Stop. Overreaction. Spine crawler. at 6:45. Do you know why that's bad? Because first of all, even if it's not a reaction to that zealot, okay, he physically look at his warp gate timing, okay.
Yeah.
He physically cannot touch you. You also know he's taking double gas, which he hasn't got into, but he has taken it. He physically cannot do anything to you that would require a spine crawler because you have queens and lings. That's 100 minerals, which you do not need, which is 2 more drones that you can obviously squeeze in.
Yeah.
Okay, nice and simple. Right, let's play again from here at 6:45 in 3, 2, 1, go. So right now you probably just want to be building like 4 lings or something and just get rid of that zealot. I'm surprised you haven't taken a 3rd base yet. Is there a reason behind it?
Yeah, that's a mistake.
Okay.
Forge fast expand, obviously, yeah, I want to be taking that 3rd and I about 4.5 minutes, I think.
Well, 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes is without getting speed, but
yeah.
if you get in speed, it should be going down like a minute earlier than it should be right now. Because right now it goes down at 7:30. It's kind of late.
Yeah.
You built 10 lings. Overreaction, you know?
Yeah.
You got a spine, you got 10 lings. You literally need 4 lings to kill that. Look, 4 lings killed it. I'm pausing at 7:40. And you got a bunch of lings running to your 3rd base for no reason, you know? It's just a waste of money. And,
yeah.
and you know, playing Zerg against a 2-base Protoss is like... It's like a bomb ticking to 8 minutes. Where you know at 8 minutes he's coming. So before that, you need to drone like a madman and get the best economy physically possible to you before he comes. Therefore, we can build the most amount of units, maybe even get in a macro hatch or something, right?
Yeah.
But you're slowing that process down because you've got a spine crawler. You've got excess lings, which could have been drones. Because right now, we're at 38 drones, okay? At 7:40, and it's almost 8 minutes. Which is the point, you know, I talked about in the lesson, in streams, or whatever. That 8 minutes is when you should be mentally preparing yourself for a 2-base push if he hasn't taken his 3rd base. Therefore, we need to get that drone count high. If it gets to 45 drones or 50 before 8 minutes, you're in great shape. You're on 38 right now. Take away the spine crawler. Take away those lings. Add on all the drones that you can build from this lava you've already got right now. Minus the lack of the kind of little mishap you've got in the main base through this queen. It's on 40 energy. Which obviously means you've missed a little bit of a lava inject. You're basically looking at 45, 50 drones. Therefore, you're in a great shape to hold any 2-base pushes. And at your level right now, these small differences actually will make the difference for you, for sure.
Yep.
Alright, so let's go ahead and play at 7:40 in 3, 2, 1, go. So, you're building a 3rd base, cool. You're a lot of money. We haven't gone back into gas at all. After getting speed. Gas is incredibly late. No evolution chamber, no roach warren, no upgrades. Now we're taking gases because we know it's late. At this point you should be taking all 4 gases because you know it's late. But yeah, gas timing. I'm going to write that down. Do you know the gas timing of when to take?
No.
Or should I look at that? Okay.
Yeah, look at that, yeah.
Alright, so let me pause and bring it back to a time. So gas timing. Let me show you exactly when you should be doing it. So let's go to 6 minutes in this game. Again, let's go to 6:30. It's kind of a safer number for you. Alright, 6:30, okay?
Yep.
The reason why we take out the extractor in the first place is to get an insurge of minerals, right?
Yep.
The reason that we want the insurge of minerals, so you build this little pattern, right? The reason we get out of gas is to build minerals. The reason why we build minerals is to get a 3rd base. The reason why we get a 3rd base is to get the drones higher. Okay? So in that process, when you go back into gas is usually after you've saved up for what you want. Which is going to be the 3rd base. So it should be, as pointed out, 6 minutes that 3rd base, which I'm writing down as well, 6 minutes. Or in this case, 6:30 is a safe number, which it definitely should have been going down on. And you can clearly see you have 445 minerals.
Yep.
Therefore, the 3rd base goes down, should have been down, can go down now, as he's even going out to scout your 3rd base, which isn't there. You know, he knows it should be down as well. And then, you go back into gas. Maybe you take the 2nd extractor at the same time, and maybe you sit on 2 extractors for a little bit. You don't want to sit on 1, you want to sit on 2. So when you do go back into gas, you go into 2. And what that'll do is it'll tick you nicely up to 100, and at the same time, with the excess money you have from the mineral boost, you want to be throwing down an evolution chamber. What happens if this guy went DTs on you, man? You don't have anything. You don't have any, self-defense timings in terms of evolution chamber, which should be going down at 6:30 as well. And then if you're going back into gas at 6:30 as well, you can get an upgrade.
Yeah.
And then you can send in an Overlord soon. And then find out what's going on. And if you upgrade obviously is going to depend on what you want to do. How do you usually play later stages of this game? Is it roaches? Is it lings? Is it mutas?
Yeah, normally heavy roach, and then if it's got immortals, throwing hydras, and then go corruptors, obviously.
Okay,
go
cool.
Colossus.
Okay, awesome. So in that sense, you should be throwing down the evolution chamber down now and getting +1 missile attacks now, or when you get 100 gas, right?
Yeah.
And then you can go layer shortly after. You can get an overseer. You can get +2 attack, and the game goes on and on. And these are the things that I'm going to be actively doing with you when we start to play soon. I'm going to be pausing. I'm going to be doing this and doing this and doing this. But first of all, I wanted to show you the mistakes, and then we're going to adjust them. So let's get through this though, because I do want to play. So let's go to ×2. I'm actually going to shoot right up to 8 minutes, and I'll go on ×2. So okay, so at 8 minutes 10, I'm just going to pause again. You build in 9 drones. You know the timing in this matchup. It can be 8 minutes. This guy's obviously a little bit slow. It is platinum level, so it's not going to be exactly on time, but you should still be wary about that. You should also be trying to scout what's going on. What if he's, got Colossus already? We're no way, shape, or form ready for that. And he could have done it. He could have gone 1 gate, Robo, Colossus, add additional gateways, pushed with 2 Colossus, we die. It's that simple. So you have to scout what that 2 gas means. You know it's something, but you don't know what. You have to find that out. So evolution chamber comes down at 8 minutes 30-ish, which is a little bit late here. I'm just shooting through. Second spine crawler, okay. Drone count, okay. Now is at 44, and it's kind of low. 26 lings are making good. Okay, another thing I want to pause at 9:05. What is the difference for you? With these 4 lings outside his base, what is the difference from having the lings there or 3 inches diagonally right? I don't think there is one, or there shouldn't be one. And that is, a good few seconds more reaction time for you to react to, if he does push.
Yep.
So you want to be having maximum reaction time. We have absolutely no idea what is going on. We don't have any scouting information. We don't have layer. We're completely in the dark to a very gas-intensive build, which is obviously dangerous. We don't have that 3rd base up and running, and so on and so on. So a lot of these mistakes are kind of basic, but if you know them, they're adjustable. So I've got all this stuff written down. That's going to be in the email, but what I want to do now is play with you, okay? And I want to see these mistakes happen, and I want to adjust them live. Because literally, at your level right now, these mistakes, the later game, it doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to see you defend against a push with only X amount of drones because you didn't drone hard enough at the beginning. So the end of the replays become invalid to me as a coach, right? Because you shouldn't have done these silly mistakes in the first place anyway. So in terms of not looking at the rest of the replays, that's the reason for it. I mean the later stages of these replays. There's enough here before the 10-minute mark to change your complete mid and late game. Just complete change it. So now I want to go in and change it, and then I'm going to actively, live, see these mistakes happen, and then we're going to adjust the mid-game as well. So, okay, cool. Let's start with Protoss since we're here, okay? Since we're talking about Protoss, we'll play with Protoss. And we will go to Shakir's Plateau, actually, because we'll actually take off from there. Alright, cool. So, I'm going to invite you in. Oh god, I lost you again. Wait, I can remember your ID.
Hold on,
I know, I kind of closed it. I see you, it's cool. Yeah. Alright. So, I'm sorry for everybody that is in there. I just have to say that too, that I'm not going to be able to accommodate 60 players to help you out in this lesson. I can't get everyone. Alright. Because there are a lot of people, and I do really appreciate, by the way, everybody coming to help out. Dude, there's like 60 people just queuing up to help you. It's like amazing, right? It's so cool. Alright, so let's get you up here. And you've probably never had anything like this happen to you before, where you've got me in your ear. Maybe if you've got a girlfriend or wife, it's similar. But not quite the same. This is going to be a little different. But, what I want to do through this is I want to go ahead and play we've got like an hour. So, well, roughly an hour, 55 minutes or whatever. I want to go ahead and play like 4 games, 5 games, depending on how things go. On the last game of today, I'm literally going to turn my mic off and I'm going to let you freestyle it through, okay?
Yep.
And then we'll see how things go. And hopefully you'll be able to notice some big differences. So first of all, the things we are focusing on in this game now against this Protoss player, and I'm just going to quickly hit an ad for anyone, sorry, but you're going to have to listen to an ad. Let's go and think about this. So what we're going to focus on now is adjusting your build a little bit versus Forge Fast Expand. You know, just making sure that third base is down, making sure we're hitting drone counts, making sure we are actively scouting and so on. And then you will literally see how easy the game can be for you.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do that. You ready?
I'm ready.
Alright, let's go. Let's do this. So use 14, or maybe let's adjust your build here a little bit versus Protoss, okay? I want you to go 14 spawning pool and then into let's go for a kind of, okay, I want you to go 15 spawning pool, no, 14 spawning pool, 14 gas, not the other way around.
Yep.
Because what that will do is still give you gas, but focus more on minerals rather than gas early on. And then you can expand after. So 14 spawning pool, 14 gas, and then look to expand after. Okay? Is that, you know, that's not, you don't mind changing this build, no?
No, that's cool.
Okay, cool. Alright, I'm going to play through your vision. Let's do this, man. So remember about that second Overlord as well, okay? You know, just send that straight away as soon as you know that you're not getting cannon rush or anything like that. Unfortunately, I spoke a lot and my coffee's gone cold. It happens a lot. Alright. And I will be actively pausing throughout this, okay? Just to pick up points like we were doing in the replay.
I'll need them, I think. I can't remember everything you said.
If you want a drone scout, you can, of course, like on 12, not like like in the tutorials on the 12th drone, not the 12th
Yeah,
supply.
what we do here, because like obviously my Overlord's going to his base. If I have 12 drone scout, I send it top right.
That's good. That's good.
Fine, yeah.
Yeah. Set a rally point for your Overlords already. Like that white line, yeah, good. Just don't let them idle in there. Okay, so go 14, spawn and pull now. Good, and then next, one more drone, and then get gas. So, one more drone, and then 25 take gas. Good. And it's just a little bit more economically focused, but a similar build. A very similar build. And then you just get the Overlord on the same time, like 15, 16 supply, or 15 supply, sorry, it's fine. So one more drone, then Overlord, good. Alright, so there's the Forge, we keep the Overlord on our natural, waypoint a big circle around, and you don't want to focus too much on his base. Overlord, good. Alright, save your Larvae now, ready for the lings, of course you know what to do. Already moved that Overlord in the bottom right as well, remember, just to bring it round to his gases. And then Queen and Lings. And the second link, good. Yeah, you can drone right now. Alright, so take out a gas and get these lings moving, and then get speed and then expand. So when you can expand, that is, get these lings going as well, the other two. So go send a drone down to expand now. Lava inject and build a few more drones. You've got enough drones to build probably by the time that drone gets down there. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. And now you know that he hasn't got a probe or cannon on your natural from what it looks like. You can move that Overlord north already. You can get ready to build the second queen already in your main. You know, these things that you usually do. But I haven't seen a probe scout, so if you want to use one of those lings outside his base to maybe just search around again, like we talked about, you need an overlord as well in construction. And you have an overlord in your main base that can also be used. You know, it's no use being in your main base right now. You can send that to the right of the map or something. But yeah, good. And just drone up. You know the timings of this build, right? 8 minutes. Drone like a madman. I don't want to see any units being built or any roach warrens down or whatever. Just overlords and drones, man. Creep spreads, connect to the natural, overlords and drones. Maybe use one of those lings, though, to scout around now speed is done, because you haven't seen a probe. Gotta be careful. Not like into his base, but around your third and fourth base.
Yeah.
Good. Get ready for a transfer down. And then we want to look for that third base, right? 6 minutes. So transfer down, send... Okay, there's a probe. Cool. Transfer down, lava inject, build more drones, build third base. And I know I'm going to hit you with a lot of things right now, but these are the things you need to think about. So, go build that third hatch, place it down. Good. Now start lava injecting, building drones, overlords, and get that evolution chamber down, and go into gas and build the second gas at the same time now. Good. Into gas and build a second gas in your main or natural, doesn't matter, but nothing but drones right now. These overlords are starting to pile up on the natural. There's 2 there already. Send them away. Like, to the top of the base. You know, make sure you're hitting these lava injects. And still building drones.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, get that overlord on the natural, on his natural, to make sure you're checking the gases. And you've got that overlord on the top of the minimap that's almost in his base, you know, it's excellent. And still overlords, maybe get into that second gas in your main, and then you can get +1 missile attacks very, very shortly. Always get an upgrade before layer in this kind of scenario. Good. And now still droning, it's not 8 minutes yet. You maybe throw down the roach warrior now as well. And get that creep spread moving. Maybe that third queen can be brought as well. So roach warrior and a third queen is actually good. You do have a single ling in between your natural and the third, which could be used to be outside his base, right? Because we don't there's a lot of black, and it's 8 minutes now. So right now, I'd probably just build a few comfort lings, just like a round of lings, but then go back to drones again. And then try to scout what's going on, right? So with that overlord outside his main base, I send that in. But then I start going back to drones again. Okay, you can go to layer now. You can, you know, lava reject, go to layer, build a queen on your third base, build some more drones again. Good. And then right now, that drone count is about 50. So I'd squeeze in a couple more, but lava inject everywhere. You got a lot of lava on the natural. Good. Build some more overlords, like 3 overlords. No more drones from now. Nothing but units. If he hasn't, I want to pause it now and I explain this point. You should know it already. So right now, you physically know he is on 2 base, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing he can do apart from push right now. Right? It has to be a push. It has to be, and we're going to find out. Right now, you have 3 bases. You have queens on each base. If you consistently hit lava injects, if he does build a third base, you immediately click 25 drones. That immediately puts you to 75. That is how you build drones, and that is how you build units. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You're currently at 50. You know we need to be at 75. But if he's going to 2 base pushes, all we need to do is defend it. So you build units right now. It doesn't even matter if he's not coming. You build units. If he tries to take a third base instead of attacking you, you use those units you've built. Instead of defending an attack that never came, you harass a third base which is coming instead. Multi-purpose units, right? But then you immediately build those 25 drones, and then you're at 25. Sorry, then you're at 75. So right now I build nothing but roach and lings. I'm at layer, I think, or soon to be. So obviously going to be, yeah, soon to be. So right now, think about, you know, overseer next, maybe a third queen on that natural, and just build nothing but units right now and get that creep spread going, because we don't really have creep spread. And I even see a pylon on your third base, which is bad of you because it shouldn't have even got there in the first place. But never mind. So in his base, we see robotics facility. On his natural, yeah, on his natural, there's no second gas. He's got a third gas, but it's not been mined from, right? It's at 2,500, which means he cannot go Colossus. which means that it's going to be Gateway Immortal. So just build Lings and Roach, maybe even a Hydra Den. Okay, good. Keep hitting these Larva Injects. You can build an Overseer to go in and find out more information. You can also get +2 attack, and if you don't have enough gas, take the gases now on the natural. In your main base, you have far too many drones. Do you see that?
Yep.
You should be transferring to the third base. Okay, we lost an Overlord. Doesn't matter. Build more Overlords again. Because you've got so much money, maybe you can build a macro hatch. You know, Larva Inject. And then get ready to go into the gas on that natural of ours. And you did a bit of a mistake where you took 1 out of gas, sorry, by the way, on your main base. Alright, so we see him moving out now, maybe. So you need to be starting building those Hydras, maybe, that you've just built the Hydra Den for. And Lings, because you have a lot of Lings available. Right now, double click on Overlords, and I want you to send them to the bottom left of the map. Just out the way, not in the way, just bottom left of the minimap. I'll just let them go. I see a third base and a push. The push is obviously weak, so I'm getting ready as soon as his links pop to engage it. And then we're going to prevent that third base from happening. So right now I'm building nothing but units. Larva Inject and units. Find that push and go kill it with Lings and Roach. You've got a good amount of Roaches, and you're into the gas. Excellent. Overlords. Build like 5 Overlords at once right now. Okay, there's his push. Go with your Roach and Lings. Ooh. Make sure you get the Immortal. Make sure you get that Immortal. Good. Attack. You make sure, and Roach Speed as well is something we forgot. So Roach Speed too. It's obviously making this a little bit more difficult. Good. Right now, I'm building drones. Do you know why? Because we have a lot of units in the minimap. On the map, we've just pushed them away. So send all your units to his third base, while droning up to our third base, and take the gases on the third base. Because right now we're at 49 drones. We need to be at 75, so literally build 25 drones. You're building 13 right now, excellent. Harass this third base and never let him take it. At the same time, you can get Roach Speed, or you got Roach Speed, you can get +2 attack, you can get Overlord Speed, you can get Hydra range. Good. Right now, you can build, in a few seconds, 3 more Overlords. Just build 3 Overlords and you never supply capped again. Good. Now build nothing. Well, let's have a look at your drones. 63. Still build a few more drones. We're not quite there yet. And I'm going to tell you how to check the drone count in a minute. Alright, and good. Leave a Ling there on his third base. Go take the Xel'Naga Towers again, which we don't have, and just come back with your army. You don't need to be there right now. Just prevent him taking the third base. Take the Xel'Naga Towers and so on. Alright, how many drones do you think you're at?
About 60, 65.
Okay, we're at 70, but we're a little bit too oversaturated on the natural, and I'm going to bring that point up after the game. But take the Xel'Naga Towers, do whatever you do in this game, build literal Larva Inject and max out. I want you to max out like that. You should be maxing out right now. Good, and you maxed out at 40 minutes. Does that sound a little bit fast for you, maybe? I don't know.
It does, yeah.
Good.
That's pretty quick for me.
Good. And he hasn't got a third base. I want you to think now. I want you to use your brain. Alright?
Yep.
What tech has he gone down? I mean, what tech route?
Or leave a being, well, Colossus is the only thing I can
he's
think
gone
of
to
that
robotics
can go.
facility. He could tech over into Templar Archives, but the most likely scenario is robotics bay. Of course, right? Therefore, your Spire should automatically be going down anyway. Even if he doesn't build him, it needs to be going down. And that's it. Alright, let's go. But yeah, this practical game is pretty much over. And then we'll do it again in a second. Alright, so basically, did you send some drones from your third base? No, so send some drones from your third base, and you can see that you've got way too many minerals. So send like 8 drones, 10 drones or something, and you're maxed out. When you're maxed out, you basically are looking for fights. So to be honest, I'd be pushing at his front door. You've got a lot of money, you've got a lot of gas. You can even take a 4th base right now also. Yeah. Good, and just go attack his front door, because your roaches look at how much money you have. You can actually replenish every single unit you have and not lose. You know, like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you lose everything as long as you do damage. Just get up there and attack. It doesn't matter. Just wear his army down. Good. And every single unit you choose, yeah, excellent. Rebuild. Every single unit you lose, you rebuild. Good. Just keep attack moving up that ramp. Make sure you target the gateway down, then forge now, because obviously you're not getting any results there. Good. And then walk in. Now walk in and attack again. And rebuild every single unit you lose. And again, with your army, go in a little bit more and get in again. Good. Good. Alright, doesn't care if you lose all them roaches, mate. Look, you're back to 200 supply. Good. You see?
Yep.
Excellent. You know, you spent your money. Great. Well done. Now think about, you obviously taken a 4th base. You need to take the extractors up there. Maybe you want to find out if he has gone to Colossus or not. So I'd probably be thinking about an Overseer and then going in with an Overseer. But I wouldn't throw these roaches in right now. You obviously want to get all your roaches together and then go in.
Yep.
But find out, you know, has he gone Colossus? Maybe upgrade some more. A couple more Overlords because you lost a couple there. +1 Carapace. +1 attack on the Spire. And then you can probably go into his army again now with those roaches if he's just going to move down the ramp. And then just rebuild again. Look, your money's back to where it was before. And just go in again. Make sure you get good surface area with your roaches though. Move closer. And go in again. And then rebuild again. Oh dear, Colossus. Up the ramp you go now. Go up the ramp because a lot of roaches aren't doing anything there. Good. Good. You see how easy this game is when you know exactly how to do, right? You're just smashing this guy. Excellent. Alright, let's just say GG and we're going to leave because I don't want to waste too much time on that. Well played. Alright, let's go into game number 2 now and we're going to get someone else in. Another Platinum player. And a Protoss. And then we'll go over to Terran. Alright, how did that feel for you?
It felt good, but still myself. I mean, did you feel like I was scouting enough? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean, like root base and bits and bobs. So
yeah, I mean, it was fine. The Overseer, there's the only thing you didn't do. Okay, everything else was okay.
Yeah.
You know, you got the scout, the robotics facility, great. That's all you went in there for. But you needed to make sure because we talked about you need a scout per gas. So now he's taken the 3rd and 4th gas. Now you need a scout again. You know what does that entail? Because if he hasn't taken the gas, what's he going to build? Gateways. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, we need to find what that has gone down into. So let's go in again and let's change the map to like Metalopolis. Alright, I'm going to invite you in again. And we're going to do exactly the same build, the exact same thing again, okay? But this way, this time, it may not be Forge Fast Expand because it's on a different map. Let me just check this guy's rank. Okay, 14 platinum, that's fine. Okay, you ready? Oh, wait, no, you're not ready. Now you're ready. Alright, you ready?
Yep. Yep.
Alright, cool. I'm just run a quick ad in the background, guys, and then we're going to go into, you can catch up in the game, so... Alright, so exactly the same again. But I don't think we're going to be seeing Forge Fast Expand here because it's obviously Metalopolis, so... Let's see how this goes. But in terms of... You do know the timings.
not off by heart, only sort of recently since you last streamed that other coaching sort of session. Just the Forge Fast Expand, the 8 minutes drone heavy.
So you don't know the gateway timings. So if he goes 3 Gate Expo, you know, when do you expect something? You don't know that?
No.
Okay, cool. It's very similar to Terran. Okay, you have a certain point, which is probably 8 minutes again, and it will obviously scale up and down depending on how heavy he goes. But more importantly, scouting is the third base scout. Very, very important. Okay. Yeah, and then take the gas now. Good. This is a better build for you in this matchup. I hope that you feel that too. And then after this, we'll go straight into Terran. And we'll look at your Terran. So Overlord positioning already. Okay, so I'm gonna pause it now real fast just to bring at this point. Okay, first of all, the Overlord that went to his close by air. Sorry. You obviously now throw it. Do you know where you throw it? Just to make sure.
The gap between sort of his main and the opposite sort of main, if he spawned cross positions from main.
No, I mean the one that's
no?
gone like to the close by air base. You know, on the left of the minimap. It should be going in between the natural and third, right?
Okay.
So like, if you look on the minimap, you have like a kind of a V shape or whatever on the minimap of the outside of the map, or the lamp, just right in there. Because you can't, if you try to go in between the main and natural, you can't get in there properly. And he'll have a unit out by then, so just go there. And then your second Overlord, you should now know in his base, he's got a gateway, not a forge. You already send it behind his base. And you literally go cross-map with this. Because if you look at the minimap, you literally draw a line directly north, and then just a little bit to the right. You don't need to worry about going across the Zerg Terran goal base, because he's never, ever, 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 ever going to have a stalker in the middle of the map against a gas opening. Never, ever, ever. So, let's go. Make sure you get that Overlord. Good. And then just save Larva now. Yeah, bring the drone home. You know what's going on. It's a pretty straightforward build. So, timings of this. So, first of all, you obviously know the timing of 5:45 should be expanding. 5:45, 6 minute. That's the most important. So that's what a Ling is going to scout for. You also want to be scouting the chrono boost on the cybercore on the wall. Sorry, and just looking at it active use. Okay, kill that probe on your natural that I did see with the drone, and then send them to the Zerg towers and so on. Get gas and out. I mean, get out of gas and get speeds. Make sure you're sharp on that. And you got a Ling in your main base you want to send out too, and make sure you expand. So drone up. You got 3 idle larvae right now. Sloppy. Okay, good. Expand now. And get these Lings moving around. Good. Build the hatch on your natural. Then you want to be droning a little bit more. And then a queen shortly from this base as well when you can afford it. And then make sure you sit outside his base now with that Ling. Good. Sit there and be like 5:45, 6 minutes. Come on. That's all you say. Right, Larva inject in the main, you queen. Good. Make sure you hit that Larva inject. Good. Overlord as well. And then drones. Good. So poke up the ramp again in dead time. And see as he chrono boost in the cybercore. Okay, just turn back then. Just turn back, turn back. Alright, if he denies your scout, that's fine. Send that Overlord in now already. So that Overlord that's on to the right of his base, send it in now. And then just build another Overlord as well, and just Larva injecting drone. You got a lot of Larva. Good. Overlords. You're going to need 2 Overlords, so make sure you build an Overlord now and a new one as well, because you're about to sack an Overlord. So build an Overlord when you can, and then another one straight away, and get ready to drone transfer down. So another Overlord when you can, and then drone transfer. And let's scout what's going on. Maybe you want to get a Ling from the left Zalnoghi tower. Since we lost both, we want to pull the one from the left and go scout his natural to make sure you see if he's expanded. Meanwhile, Larva inject in the main. Build those drones. Good. Maybe you want to throw down the evolution chamber. I mean, you want to throw down maybe a third base now. You can, if he's expanding. I see 3 gateways. Has he expanded? Yes. All right. Third base goes down now. And then you go into gas like before. You get the second gas. You get the evolution chamber. You get the roach warren. You got 2 drones expanding, by the way. Okay, use that Ling to go back on the Zalnoghi tower. Maybe you want to build another Ling now, because you want to be able to scout, of course, if he's poking out. You obviously need Overlords as well. So, make sure you're hitting these Larva. You have a lot of Larva to spend, man. That's why you've got a lot of money. Big round of drones. Maybe a spine, just safety. You got 3 Overlords on your natural, which you want to just bring to the bottom right. And we need lings on. You need to build lings now because you have no scouting. You have absolutely none. You want to check his natural. You want to take back the Zalnoga towers. So build a good round of lings. That's it now. And then you want to go back to droning even more. So make sure you hit these lava injects, a couple of overlords. You haven't got an evolution chamber or roach warren down. You know, that's why we can't spend our gas right now. So maybe you want to go layer instead. So use these links to take back the Zalnoga towers. Don't ever just give them away for free. Send all the links. Don't just send one, because he might have a zealot or stalker on it. Like that. Go kill that stalker. Okay, right now, droning up more. Drone. You got so many lava to spend. Good. Now take the Zalnoga tower, then go to the other one. Take the other one now. Yes, good with the ling on his third base. Go check his natural now. And we should be getting ready for a push again, because at 8 minutes 30 we should be getting ready again. So maybe you want to be building units again. Okay, it's lost. Double gases are taken. What does double gases mean? We talked about.
Yeah.
What I mean, you're in your double gas, but what is he doing with double gases? So make sure you're getting a +1 attack missile. You're transferring drones to this third base. You're getting a queen on the third base. We have no active way to scout. So I want to pause it. The only thing we've scouted is the double gas has been taken. What does that mean?
That he's going to be pushing with Immortal, probably an Immortal push.
No, but he's taken the third and fourth gas, right? So he doesn't need the third and fourth gas to go for an Immortal push off gateways. He could go teching up even harder, right? Yep. So now we've got that information. Now we should be like, all right, well, we don't really know what it can be because we don't know that he's got a robotics facility yet. We haven't scouted it. So we have also seen another gateway on the natural. What we don't have right now is scouting vision of his third base, man.
Yeah.
This is, you know, do we drone, do we build units? We have no idea because we hasn't taken a third. So I'm writing that down now just for this game. Send a link somewhere. You've got them on the Zalnoga tower. Send one to his third base again. Has he expanded? Yes or no? No. Build a lot of roaches and lings. Your layers soon to finish are build an overseer, and then go back to drilled and drones and so on. Just the same process we had before. Right, you ready?
Yep.
So make sure you're scouting. Send these links to his third base. You've got 54 drones. That's enough right now. Build roaches, a lot of roaches. Good. We haven't got a creep queen, so we don't have any creep spread, and we'll get an overlord capped a little bit, but that's okay. So he hasn't expanded, so I'm building roaches when we can. Maybe some more overlords too. And roach speed straight away, and overseer straight away as well. An overseer is going to have to be, upgrades, no upgrades I see in these units, so he's teching to something. Overlord on the left-hand side, overseer, then go behind his gases and try get into his main base. Meanwhile, nothing but units right now. But you've lost vision of his third base again. You've got 4 lings in the middle of the map not doing anything. Nothing but roaches. Try and get in his base now because we have to know what he's teching towards. Overlords as well. You're building roaches. So build 8 to 10 overlords. You've got 1,000 minerals. Never be that high. You've got so much lava as well because you're hitting your lava injects. Good. So make sure you build 8 overlords right now. Like, literally hit V 8 times. Like, not 1, not 2. Keep building them. Good. Good. And now we won't be supply capped again. You need gas? So, okay, you're already doing it. Never mind. Keep building roaches, and you need roach speed. Roach speed. Okay, what is that? Okay, immediately throw down the robotic, the spire. Okay, we don't have the money, but take the gases on that natural. You've got 6 in 1. Okay, good. Throw down the spire as soon as you can. Make sure you build in lings and whatever you can. Make sure you build in lings, roaches. You want to get down the gases on the third base, maybe a macro hatch, and we've lost scouting information again of his third base.
Yep.
We need to. You got another ling there I can see in the middle of the map, just by the Zalnoga tower. You got 3 there on the left-hand side. That spire needs to come down as well. And we need to find out if he's expanded. Okay, you've got so many minerals, so many minerals. Maybe a macro hatch and an additional queen. Good, 40 lings is one way to spend. Okay, now he's taking the third base. Move your roaches. You've got 1,000,000 roaches. Go up there and harass with Roach and Ling while building drones to that third base and making sure you're in the gases, making sure you build an Overlord. So go back to drone production now and make sure these Roaches and Lings are going with right now. So hotkey them up and go. The longer you leave this, the harder it gets because you can build cannons and wall in. You haven't built the spire either. Good. Alright, go with these Roach and Lings now. Good. Build drones. Keep building drones. You're only at 55. You want to be going straight to 75. Maybe another upgrade. Missile attacks +2. And start harassing this third base. Meanwhile, still drone up even harder. And then build some more. Yeah, get in there with these Roach and Lings. Maybe sniper Colossus with the Roaches if you can get close enough. Good. Attack. Good. Oh my god. Yeah, good. Right. Yeah, that's good. Now go back to building Roaches again. Excellent. Excellent, 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 excellent. Maybe you need a fourth base now as well. Your money's low. Fantastic. Really, really good, dude. Really, really good. Macro hatch as well. Awesome. Maybe a fourth base now as well. Awesome. Kill the third base of his now. Okay, this is a lot better. A little bit sloppy mid-game, but really, really good now. Good. Good. Leave a single Roach there and come home. Maybe get Burrow as well or something. I don't know. You got... Excellent. Okay. Lava injects. Yeah, good. Now he's back on 2 bases, right? That's happy. We're happy with that. Good. +1 attack on the Spire. And maybe just build like all your Corruptors now. And that's it. And then wait for your Corruptors, then go again. Like, that's as easy as it is. That's scouting, that's game reading, that's building towards the composition that's best against what your opponent has. But right now, we probably... we've given him a lot of free time, right? So maybe we want to use that Overlord in the top left of the minimap to poke in as an Overseer, just to make sure what he is doing. Maybe we see Templar, maybe we find a Dark Shrine or something. As a safety net, by the way, on every expansion, you need to have a Spore Crawler and Spine Crawlers anyway against Dark Templar, but... Just poke in what you see. Colossus still, +2 1 upgrade. It looks like he's sticking down Colossus for the time being. You know, he's got limited amounts of gas, he's got Colossus, and he's upgrading. So, right now, you're at 200 supply. I'm going to pause it again. Every time you get to 200 supply, you look for a fight. Because what you don't want to do, if I reverse the table... And I'm coaching a Protoss player. One of the first things I say, do not take a fight until you are ready. If you move out when you're not ready and you're at 100 supply, he kills your army, you're out the game. You might as well just leave. Defend, 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 get 200 supply, then attack. So reverse the tables again. You look for that fight. He doesn't want to fight right now. That's why he's not attacking you. You go find it. You've got 1,000 minerals, 500 gas. Right? You can easily, again, rebuild that army in an instant. You've just taken a fourth base. You're going to take the extractors over there. You should be. And then you can go Infestation Pit. You can go Hive. You can go Broodlords. You can go Ultras. But right now, we're smashing that army through. So definitely looking for a fight.
Okay.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Good. Let's go. Alright, so let's get rid of these Roaches and Lings and Corruptors. And I'm just striking this Overlord thing down again. And that's something that you need to practice outside. Just like getting Overlord speed and getting rid of them. Alright, anyway, yeah, go look for a fight. Even into his natural, look for that. Good, and get on to gases on the fourth base. Just build like 10 drones to that fourth base now. As we're doing this. And he's trying to build a third base again, so don't let him do that. And take a fight here. Definitely take a fight there. Make sure you use the corruption spell on the Colossus and you're straight in. Straight in, just charge with your Roaches. You're okay, good. I was gonna say you're under 200 supply. You're never under 200 supply. Corruption spell, hit C on the keyboards.
Yeah.
Good, excellent, smashed, and you're still at 200 supply. Easy, good, good. All right, say GG, and that's you pretty much won again. So I'm just gonna say GG. Alright, the one thing I've got written down there is maybe we want to look at, which we didn't do, is just fourth base management. Okay?
Yep.
which is simply build 10 drones and you go there with 10 drones. You take double extractors, you go into the gas. As simple as that, okay? Alright.
Yep.
And that's just so you can go, because Hive, Upgrade, Spire, Greater Spire, Ultras Cavern, fungal growth, whatever, that's all expensive. So, well, not fungal growth, pathogen glands. So you need the 4th base gas.
Yep.
Good. Alright, how are you feeling now with Zerg versus Protoss? You feeling a little bit stronger now in that matchup? Or you should be at least, I suppose.
Yeah, it feels obviously better. But it's hard with you and me here to do everything at the same time.
Exactly.
But yeah, definitely, yeah.
Exactly. Alright, let's choose Shakuris again. And we're just going to go into versus Terran now. Okay. Let's have a look at this guy.
So I'm going to pop to the toilet too.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll just do an ad
Yeah.
then while you do that, and then tell me when you're back.
Okay.
Alright, you back? Mr. Harding?
Is he back?
No.
He's probably not coming back because you're an asshole. You're a fucking slave driver.
Mate.
He's like, oh, I gotta go. Use the money. Should I have all the notes for him afterwards and tell him all the timings and shit?
Yeah.
It's a lot of preparation.
Yeah. Good coach, Apollo. Alright, you back now, are you, mate?
Yep.
Too good came in. He says I'm being too harsh to you.
Yeah.
Nah, it's okay.
He says no, he's fine. He needs a kick up the ass, he says, James. Alright, anyway, let's go. Alright, so looks like I'm just going to look at this guy's profile. He is Diamond League. Alright, so I'm pushing you a little bit now, man.
Yep.
Alright? I'm just pushing your boundaries. Because this is, you know, this is what we're here for, right? You invested time and money, I've invested time and whatever. We're here to get you better. This is how to do it. Military style. Alright. But you're more than capable of doing it. You've shown me. Just think now, and just before we get into Terran, just now think of the 2 games you've played and compare it to the 2 replays we watched. You know? It's an incredible difference. It's not a platinum level play. You know, you're just playing at a different level already, which is awesome to see. Alright, so in this game, of course, you know, versus Terran, a little bit rusty here because we haven't played it yet. Versus Terran, 15 hatch. Every time. Every time. And then like 15 spawner pool.
Yeah.
And then like 17 gas, okay? Because you still want speed because you want to deal with Hellions. And also, again, very similar. You want to be getting Overlords in position to scout, alright?
Yeah.
Because you need to know, we talked about, you know, pre-practical.
Hey, Apollo.
What?
You've invited the wrong guys. Where's
Oh, yeah,
the-
it's like I'm
where's-
playing with
where's the
him.
student? You've lost your fucking student.
Go away, I'm talking. Yeah, I didn't invite. I actually had someone else sitting into the game, by the way. I was like someone else sitting in here ready to go. Alright, anyway. Sorry, what I was saying was, you know, pre-practical, we said reactor Hellion into what, right? Reactor Hellion into what?
Yeah.
So you need to find, to be double sure, is it reactor Hellion? And if it isn't, what the hell is it? But it should be. And then you need to find what into. And that is via Overlord, and then obviously Evolution Chamber, blah, 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 depending on what you see. Alright, you ready?
I'm ready.
And I am with the right guy this time.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny that you weren't even in the game. Two guys like shouting at me. Ah. Alright. Let's get ready to rock and roll, dudes. You're gonna own this. I know you're gonna do it. So, 15 hatch. Ah, too good. He's such a troll, man. You try living with this guy. It's alright. Alright, play through your vision. So yeah, just pushing, you know, understandably, like you said, you hardly play against diamonds, so it's maybe a little bit too out your reach, but it's definitely worth trying it in the time we have.
Yep.
And it's going to be quite a hefty amount of notes for you as well after this lesson's completed. So enjoy that email.
I will do.
But you enjoying yourself anyway, even though I'm shouting at you?
Oh yeah, I love the game. Like, I just really want to get better.
Because it's usually my girlfriend shouting at me, you see, so I actually get to take turns in coaching.
I work on a building site. Some used to use water ducks back to me if you're having a.
Yeah.
No, well, you're not having a chat or nothing. So.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Overlord on the natural, very similar to versus Protoss, but this time we're looking for a bunker rather than a cannon. And 15 hatch goods. And then build one more drone after it, and then go 15 spawning pool, so get that hatch down. Good. Is that placed wrong? Cancel it, I think it's placed wrong. I'm pretty sure. Move it left one. You see? Yeah.
Yep.
Eagle eyes. Right, first of all, with the drone scout, check if he's taking gas. That is the most sole important thing in the world. That is all you're in there to look for. Yes, he's taking gas. Drone can die happily, or try to get it out now. You've taken gas, yeah, get spawning pool. It's okay. Alright, just go ahead and drone now up to like 17, right? So, drone up to 17. Try to get the drone alive or home. If you can't, then you're just going to have to die. But you're at one more drone. You got one more lava there, I see. Okay, good. Now we'll take an Overlord and then obviously the gas. Overlord in the top right obviously needs to come down to his gases again. And you want to leave the one on the natural there for a little bit longer. Just to make sure. Goods. And then Queen and Lings when this Overlord and Spawning Pool finishes. And then go back to drones and so on. And we'll try and get an earlier third Queen now as well, okay? Get that earlier third Queen as well. Alright, into gas. Queen then Lings.
Queen on the natural.
Yeah. Goods. And maybe transfer like 3 or 4 drones down. Good. And then you basically... Alright, so let me just pause it and just show you another timing here for your layer, okay?
Yep.
When you get 100 gas, you take 2 out, and you leave 1 ticking in, okay?
Yep.
That will go 4, 8, obviously all the way up to 100. Then you build layer. And then you take the gases. That's your gas timing again for this matchup. And I will show you shortly. Right, you ready?
Yep.
So drone up now, maybe an Overlord as well. Or Overlord then drones. Send these Lings, of course. Maybe the Overlords need to come all the way south of the map. And then get these Lings spreading. Don't go across map though. Marines are more able to come out rather than Stalkers. So be a little bit careful and send your Lings out now as well. Zalnogatower. Try to check his ramp to see if he's gone for that factory, of course. And then get that third Queen straight away on that natural. Straight away, right now. Get speed and take 2 out of gas. We're a little bit late on that. Take 2 out of gas. Okay, good. And then just go back to drones. Drones. Zalnog towers, yeah. And then maybe hide 1 Ling and then 1 Ling to his ramp to see that factory in Hellion. Production, and then keep droning right now. Maybe a Spine Crawler too. Spine Crawler probably goes down now. Go up his ramp, not the okay, you see it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so Lava Inject and just build a few Lings. And an Overlord. So Overlord now and Lings. You want to be building about 10 Lings because he's got 2 Hellions. It's a good balance. And you're going to have 3 Queens anyway, so get that creep spread as well. Go up to the ramp now and just check if he has got that. Okay, there. Okay, no, see? Only, see? So basically, I'm just going to pause it again now. What does that mean?
I can drone.
Yes, it does.
Just a light pressure with the Hellions. And then
exactly. 2 Hellions into tanks. He's already switched over. Great. You know, go back to droning. You've got 10 Lings, you've got a Spine Crawler, you've got 3 Queens. Make sure you're creep spreading on your natural. And then maybe when speed is done, which is 15 seconds or whatever, you maybe can get us around with your links, but definitely droning now. You're at 88 gas, soon to be 100. That's when you go layer. That's when you add the gases. And I'm guessing you play meter style in this matchup, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
cool. Bailing.
Right, you ready?
Yep.
So drone like a crazy man, and Overlord next as well. Make sure you don't lose these lings to these Hellions like that. Lings. Queen. Don't lose these lings. Keep them tight. Keep droning up. Layer can begin now as well, you can see. And then you go back into gas in all three. And then you take the second and third gas at the same time now. So second and third gas at the same time, and then the fourth gas shortly. But keep building drones, keep lava injecting. Good. Make sure your Overlord on his natural can actually spot the gases, by the way. You can't quite see, and you need to know. Gas into the main and the natural now, and take the fourth gas, but keep droning. Try to creep spread, push the creep tumors down if you can, keep droning.
The Hive cluster is under attack.
Okay, that's fine. Lava inject drones still. You need to be hitting 50 drones as soon as possible, and you need to get into that gas on the natural too. So good, drone all the way to the natural. Throw down the spire now as well. Good. Maybe send an Overlord into his main base with the Overlord that's on the right, or the by his base, not the right, the left Overlord, sorry, on the left, that's it. Yep. Drone to your natural, good, and spires down, good, everything's looking good now. You're at 44 drones, few more drones needed, and they are needed in the main base. You need a couple more there and a couple more in the natural, but that's good. But now go back to Ling production, because we need to expand, right? So, try to push your creep tumors out, build more Lings, and try to take map control, because we see, for one, he hasn't expanded. So if that two base push is coming, it's going to be coming from 9 minutes, remember, we spoke about. Kill that Hellion with the Lings, and it's going to be coming from 9 minutes to all the way up to 11.